Welcome to CCG TV. I'm Gloria Weston Smart, the director of Keep Columbus Beautiful. And those of you all who are tuning in for the first time, our mission is to engage and educate individuals to be better stewards to our environment by enhancing beautification, eliminating litter and blight, and protecting our environment. And as you all know, I like to bring guests on who can give you some information about how you can become a good steward to our environment. If you're not recycling, call 311 and request your recycling bin today. It's not too late. So we're looking for you all to help us out. Also, if you're out on the roadways and you see a lot of litter or high weeds or trash, please call 311 and report that too, because we are the eyes, the ears, and the mouth of our environment, and we need your help. So thank you for tuning in. My very first guest has been here for a while. Well, he's been in the city and working around environmental education for a while, but he is new to, as an employee rather, of Columbus Consolidated Government. Don Osborne. Don, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me, Gloria.
Wonderful. Now, Don, you know, we've worked together on the Help the Hooch Committee for a long time, and you were out at Fort Benning. Tell, I guess, just a little bit about you first, and then we'll talk about your role.
Okay. Well, I came to Columbus in '85 with the Army, and me and my wife, we actually enjoyed the community so much, we decided to make a home here.
Okay.
Recently, like you mentioned, I was working out as an environmental consultant for Fort Benning with their environmental program for public works. Opportunity came open here in the city of Columbus to bring my expertise here to our public works department, and I absolutely jumped on the opportunity.
Well, awesome. We are so happy to have you here. You took a Ron Smith place, and I know he has some big shoes to fill, but I know that you're capable of doing that, and so we're excited about working with you.
Thank you.
And now, when you were out at Fort Benning and you were a part of our Help the Hooch team, your main responsibility was what?
With Help the Hooch, main responsibility there was public ed, litter reduction in our watersheds, also ensuring our water quality of our surface water runoff, you know, basically stormwater, rain.
Okay, good, good. So now that you're in your new job with Columbus Consolidated Government, tell us what your role is in your main job. You have a lot of employees.
We do. We have a huge department. And actually, one of the first things when I got there, I was really impressed by how dedicated our employees are.
Good.
But our main areas that I'm overseeing are our rainwater management, which is our storm sewers. I mean, our stormwater sewers, but also our urban forestry, right-of-way maintenance, streets repairs, all those areas there, and all these things are really important to the functioning of the entire city.
It is. So what would you say would be one of the main focus points that we need to be focusing on right now as it would relate to your job?
Well, two things. First thing, obviously, we've had some issues since I've been here and before of litter.
Absolutely. That's a huge problem.
And we're absolutely working on some initiatives to help reduce that. And that starts from the ground up. You know, it starts from the citizen all the way up to our level of how we control this and how we reduce it.
Absolutely, because we are all individual responsible for making sure that we, are good stewards to our environment. And every little bit hurts. Every little bit hurts.
Absolutely, and a lot of people don't realize that when you toss something out of your car or something blows out of your truck, that there's a cost to the city and to the individual citizen involved with that. You know, either our employees have to go out and pick it up, or somebody is doing a neighborhood cleanup, or whatever, and then that has to be disposed of in our landfills.
Absolutely, you're right. And a lot of those items can be recycled.
Absolutely.
But it's just so important for people to change their mindset. You know, people litter when they see places that are already littered, when they feel like they don't have any responsibility to keep it clean. But what we have to do is try and change the mindset, and it's hard to do for adults.
Right.
You know, children, we can teach them to be good stewards, but adults, you've got to really kind of hit them in the pocketbook, and that's why we had a litter enforcement training earlier earlier. A lot of people don't think that it's against the law to litter, but they can be fined up to $1,000 and even more for littering. So it's important for them to make sure that they're doing their part to keep our community clean. And we are seeing it more and more and more. A lot of people are calling and emailing and wanting to know, when can we get someone out there to clean up the trash? So my thing is that call 311, make sure that you report what you're seeing, then that way it can be addressed. Because we have very few staff members that are assigned to go out, and now we don't have a lot of people who are coming in from the courts that have to do public service.
It's even more of a challenge now of having enough manpower.
And so what we need to do is to just make sure as an individual that we're not contributing to this problem that we have. You know, any candy wraps, any paper items, any fast food things. But you know what I see a lot of is on trash day, on trash pickup day, we have more people putting trash out in plastic bags. And sometimes they put them out days before. And if there are pets in that area, then it's trash and it's all up and down the roadways. It's so important for our viewing audience to know that you need to secure that trash. Put it in a container, and then that way, if you have to put it out there overnight, although it's against the law, you're supposed to put it out the day before, or the day of, early that morning or later that evening before. Put it out there so that it'll stay secured, and then that way it won't end up on our roadways.
Right, and that actually addresses a couple of issues. One is the trash can be scattered, but also it reduces pest control as well, because we obviously have strays and other animals that can get into it, and so we're actually reducing two problems at once by putting a trash curbside when it needs to be.
Absolutely, good. Now we're getting ready for Earth Day, and so Earth Day is a day for us really to exhibit our stewardship to our community, to our environment. And so we're encouraging you all to make sure that you clean up the area that you live in. And you know, oftentimes we don't think of our outdoors or right outside of our house is the entranceway to our home. So if we keep what's on the outside clean, then we know we need to do what we need to clean up on the inside too. So it's our obligation to do that. Well, what do you think is challenging for you in your new job?
That's a great question. Yeah. It's there's a lot of moving parts, obviously, with different departments. I think probably our biggest challenge right now is having the citizens understand that we're there to help, we're there to serve them, and getting that partnership with them, and really effectively communicating whatever their problem or issue is helps us solve it in a much more timely manner.
That's right. Okay, so you heard it from the Deputy Chief of Public Works. We need for you all to be good stewards, and we need for you to take on your individual responsibility, and collectively we can come together to really make Columbus a beautiful place to live, to work, and to play. But it's up to you and me individually and collectively to do that. We can't do it by ourselves.
And I'd like to add that you mentioned it earlier, you know, if you want to do a cleanup in your area and things like that, we strongly encourage it. If you do a community cleanup, call 311. Let us know, preferably ahead of time, so we can schedule that material to be picked up.
And also, Keep Columbus Beautiful will help them plan and implement a cleanup. Also, you know, we'll make sure that we touch base with community service and the guys that need to come by and pick up the trash once it's picked up, and give trash bags and gloves out to you. You won't have to worry about that. So it's important that you all just act upon that. We just need you all to be a good student, a good steward to our environment. All right, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, the other thing is I'd like to, I don't want to steal your next guest's thunder, but I'd like to brag a little bit on our recycling program.
Okay, wonderful.
Our recycling rates for the first time have reached double digits. We're now recycling about 10% of our entire waste stream, which is a great accomplishment for as young as our recycling program is here.
Wonderful.
And I strongly encourage everybody to continue that, because whether people realize it or not, almost 40% of what goes into our landfills could be recycled.
Absolutely. So now you heard that. So we need you all to recycle. So call 311 and request your blue bin today. It'll be brought right to your door. All you have to do is just put those recyclable items into your recycling bin and place it out on the curb. There are a lot of cities that also have drop-off recycling sites, but we really make it easy. Or, you know, they'll have, what they have to pay for the amount of waste that they're throwing away. So it's called a pay-as-you-throw program. So what we need to do is just make sure we're taking advantage of this, what we're doing, this just placing your blue bin on the side of the road, putting items in it, and then someone come by and pick it up. It's easy to recycle.
Absolutely.
It's easy to recycle, and it really helps the environment. Thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me.
We do appreciate it. We'll be looking for you to come back and share some more information with us. And for you all, please stay tuned. I have a wonderful guest. He's the manager of the Recycling Center. It's a beautiful facility. There's a lot going on out there, and you are welcome to go out. You just have to call. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with you.
All of us share a responsibility to keep Columbus beautiful. You may not intend to litter, but if you're not securing the items in the back of your pickup truck, you may be contributing to the problem. Please don't use your truck bed as a mobile trash can. It doesn't take much for the debris to blow out on our roadways, causing an unsightly and hazardous mess. Law enforcement is out ticketing litter bugs. So do your part, secure your load. Nobody likes a litter bug.
Welcome back to CCG TV, the Keep Columbus Beautiful Earth Notes. We are so happy that you are staying tuned to it because I told you I had a wonderful guest, and that guest is Mr. Carl Nunley. He is the manager of our recycling center. Welcome to our set, Carl.
Thank you, Gloria.
Wonderful. Now, Carl, how long have you been with the city?
I am a Columbus native, and I started with the city in 2001.
Okay, great. I started with the City Works about 1999, so we're closely there together. Okay, so what is it? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Like I said, I came to the city in 2001, and in just a few short years, I found myself at the landfill.
Okay.
While working at the landfill, I started, just looking down and seeing all the paper and the cardboard and the aluminum cans and plastic and all that, and I really wanted to make a difference, whereas to me, the landfill was not that difference, and so the recycling program, when they opened up the new facility, I jumped right to it in an effort to just make try to make a difference in what we do.
Right, and I tell you, the new center is so much better than that old drop-off place over there. So what were some of the experiences that you all had at the old center, and then we could talk about what's going on at the new center?
Well, the old center, it was curb sort, meaning they did all the sorting on the curb, and it was done in the trucks and all that. And the center itself was pretty much just a polishing facility where they removed any leftover contaminants in it.
And so when you said a curb sort, that was, we had the trucks that have the different bins, and they would put glass in, we won't say glass, we'll say aluminum, and then paper, and plastics in different bins. And so I remember coming over, and then the trucks would go over to a pile, and then they would dump like all of the plastic in one area, then they'll move over, and and that was what was going on at the old recycling center. And so now we're more or less into what we call single stream too.
Yes.
Yeah, and all of it is dumped over in one big container and it's brought out there. And so what do you think is the benefit of this single stream?
Well, single stream is just a lot faster way of doing the service. And it takes it encourages recycling because it takes some of the responsibility off the citizens.
That's right.
They put everything into the large container, and like Ms. Gloria said, they dump it into the back of the truck, they bring it to us, and there we sort it. Keep it good and clean and properly sorted, and we bale it up and put it on trucks to be sent off to market to get back into the recycling stream to be made into something new.
And you're always also having people to come out to tour the recycling. What is it that you like about that? Just having people to come there.
Well, the best way to get people to recycle properly would be through education. We have done several thousand classrooms now, children in the classrooms, to bring them there, and we have a classroom where we show them what we do and what we would like from the citizens. And then we bring them up on top. We have a mezzanine overlooking the entire facility where you can see things run actually right in front of you behind glass. It's a very educational process, and we're very proud of the facility itself and how to teach people like this.
Good. Well, some of the items that we know we need to put into the recycling container, give me a list of some of those so people will know.
Well, specifically, we would like number 1 and number 2 plastics.
Number 1 and number 2, and to explain what those are.
Your number 1 bottles are usually clear, and often it's your soda bottles, your water bottles,
Okay.
These clear containers.
Okay.
Number 2 plastics are detergent bottles,
Anything that's
coffee
colorful, big-
containers. HDPE is the material name. Milk jugs are also in this
Okay.
commodity. And we also, of course, would like to have aluminum and tin cans,
Right.
paper, magazines, envelopes, newspapers.
And those little tubes that your tissue paper comes on, those, and boxes, your cereal boxes and things like that, and any kind of, even heavy cardboard boxes too, right?
Right, old
Okay.
corrugated cardboard.
Wonderful.
And yeah, just about every kind of paper out there we would like to have.
Right, right. Okay, is there anything else that you would like our viewing audience to know about the recycling center and things that are going on out there? And you may want to extend a special invitation for them to call so that they can come out.
The phone number to call is 706-225-4505, or you can email me directly at cnunley, Nunley, at columbusga.org to request a tour, and I'll be glad to come out there and show you around and show you what we do and how when you recycle it does make a difference and that your product really goes somewhere as to be just away, as some people might think.
Okay.
But
Is that it? Well, so now that's an introduction for you all to just maybe call. You can also call 311 and ask for the recycling center, or you can ask for Keep Columbus Beautiful, or you can call directly out to the recycling center. We want to make it easy for you, so you can choose any one of those means, but we just want you all to come out to the recycling center so you'll be able to see the amount of recyclables that are coming in, the process of that, and you know, when we know better, we do better, and we'll be able to go back and share with someone else what we know. So it's important for us to really try and find out as much as we can about being a good steward to our environment, and it really starts with you, and it starts with me. So we're looking for you all to take on your responsibility. I want to just thank you all for tuning in. Know that on April the 21st, Keep Columbus Beautiful will have our personal paper shredding event at the parking lot, or in the parking lot of the Columbus Library on Macon Road. So make sure you start just piling all your things together and bring them out. You won't have to worry about someone getting them and stealing your identity. We're going to make sure that it's shredded right there on site. Again, it's going to be from 9 until 1 on April the 21st, Saturday, April the 21st, in the parking lot of the Columbus Public Library. And please call 311 to request your recycling ban. If you could do that, you will help us out a whole lot. We want to save the lifespan of our landfill, and we want to increase recycling, and we can't do that without your support. So thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you the next time right here on CCG TV. Keep Columbus Beautiful Earth Notes.